Okay, so I've been talking to you guys for like 10 minutes already at least, and didn't realize that it wasn't recording because, well, let's just say I missed my galaxy. But today, thankfully, I didn't throw it away yet. We're doing the first of many long overdue food videos. Now, I did tease the next one, which is going to be some pre-made jambalaya. I know anyone that's makes real jambalaya is going to say that boxed jambalaya is not real jambalaya, and I'd agree with you. But I've never made jambalaya before, so forgive me. I'm gonna do it using this box, and I didn't buy this box. My mom gave me this box when I moved out here. A bunch of random food. Apparently, it's expired though. Best by June 2024. So yeah, it's a over a year old at this point. But based on what it is, I'm fairly confident that it will still be relatively safe to eat. So we're gonna make it anyways, but in a different video. This video, we are walking down nostalgia lane. And honestly, I'm disappointed that you guys missed it because my reaction was priceless. When I was really young, one of the things my mom used to do, I need to get the butter going. I've started over, but I'm not keeping up with the food now. One of the things my mom used to do was make uh, tomato soup, like the Campbell's condensed tomato soup, and grilled cheese. And that was always one of my favorite meals. And recently, when I was at Aldi's and they had like some random seasonal stuff on, it was like winter. So it wasn't that recent. But recent enough. When does it say? Expires December 19th, 2025. I still got plenty of time on this one. I was curious. I saw this. Now, I was curious. Grilled cheese flavored tomato soup. I was like, you know what? I'm going to get myself some cheese to grill. And I'm going to make myself a grilled cheese to go with this tomato soup. But I'm not as excited as I was anymore. From the moment I opened the can, and there's still a little in here. Let me get this the rest of the way in there. Because it smells nasty as fuck. Like, honestly, I have to describe it as what I believe it would smell like if someone ate an entire can of Chef Boyardee SpaghettiOs and then puked it up in your lap. It's it's really off-putting. It's like that. It's got that after smell of like just stomach acid. You know what I'm talking about? We're making it the old-fashioned way though, which I think was generally using water. I don't know if she used water or milk, but I know I usually had to convince her to use milk to make my hot chocolate. So we're going to go with the assumption that it was water because I'm pretty sure I remember it being water. But we got that cooking now. It's on low heat. We got to get it to a simmer. The other thing we need to do is make a grilled cheese. This pan is heating up right now. I need to get the butter melting in it, especially because I use this Irish Gold butter. This stuff does not melt very quickly, but it's also amazing. It's inexpensive and better than the more expensive ones. This one's kind of old though, but we've got old butter to go with our old soup. Perfect, you know? Really, generally, butter lasts pretty long as you keep it safe. If we want it to be, it smells fine. Dairy products will usually smell bad as soon as they go off. If we want it to be super, super cautious, we could cut off the outsides or cut a deeper slice. But no, we're just doing what's necessary. Okay. So that guy was on max temp. Now we're just gonna put him on min temp. Let that butter melt. I put way too much in. I just like butter. And so my brain was just like cut a big slab off of it. There's way too much butter in there. Anyways, so now we've got that pan heating up. We've got the tomato soup's almost ready. Cooking faster than I expected. But let's see if I can make this grilled cheese without messing it up. Grilled cheeses are like the weirdest thing to make because they're so simple, but to make a perfect grilled cheese is like an art. And I haven't made one in years. So I must admit I'm feeling a little uncertain, but we're about to find out. Let's just move that butter around a little bit so it doesn't start burning. I encountered a difficulty with the bread. So I love just about everything Aldi's, as if you've watched this channel at all. Yeah, you're probably aware. But I have discovered don't get Aldi's white bread. For whatever reason, that shit gets moldy so fast. I get Aldi's brand hot dog buns all the time, and I never have a problem. I get Aldi's brand premium Italian bread, which is just like white bread with a sourdough flavor, and this shit lasts perfectly fine. But you get the regular white like Wonder Bread, that shit goes moldy within like a week. I had to throw out 2 loaves that I bought specifically to make this, and then I was like, you know what? I should go make that tomato soup now before the bread goes moldy. And then I open up just fucking blue splotches everywhere. It's like a blue mold too. I've seen green mold. I've seen black mold. There was a lot of that back in Pittsburgh. But blue mold? What the fuck is that? Weird ass eerie mold. Okay. Should I make 2? I don't know if I have enough too, because I use a lot of cheese in between. No, we only have enough for 1, really. All right. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start by making our cheese. So, one of my biggest pet peeves was always people not putting enough cheese on sandwiches. Not just grilled cheese, which you especially need enough grilled cheese on grilled cheese because it's grilled cheese. But it's like you'll have this huge fucking burger patty and 1 slice of cheese. And it's like, bro, I can't even taste the cheese and all that meat. So bare minimum, you should always use at least 2 slices of cheese, in my professional opinion. That's what I did with 90% of the burgers. I would often add a little bit of extra cheese to my own burger, but I'm pretty sure all the places I cooked said to use 2 slices anyways. And if they didn't, I probably ended up doing it on my own because it's just not high quality. But when the only thing you have on the sandwich is cheese, you need to at least double the cheese count. So, bare minimum for a grilled cheese is 4 slices of cheese, in my esteemed master chef opinion. I'm just kidding. I'm not a chef. I don't have a jacket. I was merely a line cook. I was the grill and fry guy. So we're gonna go ahead now that this is ready. We're gonna bring the pan up to heat a little bit. We're gonna stir the sauce pot. I just put the grilled cheese in the soup water. Oh well, it's not that bad. It's just a little bit. Stir the sauce pot. This is actually supposed to be simmering, but it's not quite simmering. I turned it down while I was talking to you guys. Let's turn this back up. We want to wait till we start getting bubbles actively forming in the butter again, not just sitting. Like I said, there's way too much butter. We might make a little bit of a soggy grilled cheese here. There's just so many little things that can go wrong to make it not be a perfect grilled cheese. But we're going to do our best. But in order to do that, we need that butter bubbling again. So it's actually hot enough to start searing the bread and not just sit there and absorb gobs of butter, which actually sounds kind of delicious now that I put it that way. But we don't just want a butter ball, you know? Don't get me wrong. There have been times in my life where I was just kind of a caveman and I would just take like a gob of butter. I wouldn't even spread it. I would just take a gob of butter. I'd put it in the middle of a piece of bread, and then I would roll it up into a ball and just shove the entire thing into my mouth like a fucking caveman. And it was really good. But I'm a little more sophisticated now. Now I shove the butter up my ass. No, I'm kidding. I don't know what I'm saying. I've been awake way too long. I have not eaten at all today because I'm out of breakfast sandwiches. I need to go grocery shopping, but that's not happening again today, now probably, because it's already 8 fucking a.m. So I'm way too tired to go driving now. Driving tired is just as bad as driving drunk, if not more dangerous. Way too tired to go driving now. Okay. Even though it's not bubbling yet, it is starting to brown a little bit. Do I just got to turn the heat up? I don't want it to... If the butter burns, that's really bad. Because then it's just going to have the burnt taste on the sandwich. And you do want it to have a little bit of a char flavor. That's what makes it a grilled cheese after all. We've got nice little simmer going on the soup now. We got to keep mixing it because it's very important we don't let it get up to a boil. I might turn it down just slightly. We're having trouble hitting that sweet spot. Okay, yeah, it's definitely browning the butter, but it's just not hot enough to... Is that like a 7? How hot do I just crack this shit? Crank this shit? I think probably. It's been, yeah, I'm going to put it as hot as possible because, like I said, last time I did a grilled cheese, it was as a line cook years ago, and I just threw it on the flat top, the same temp I do everything else, and I did that as hot as possible. Do I just get rid of this and get new butter? I think that's the plan. I think that's the most optimal plan here. Fresh pot, fresh pan. We're gonna let that heat back up because putting water in it would have brought the temp down a little bit. I still have the knife here. We can get fresh butter this time. I will just cut a thin slice that is a fraction of the size because I had way too much butter. I want to say there's no such thing as too much butter, but my cholesterol numbers would disagree. Is there even cholesterol in butter? I don't know. The opposite way. I said that backwards. Like I said, my brain isn't functioning. I think there's not cholesterol, but there's saturated fat, which I'm pretty sure is what contributes to high cholesterol numbers. Saturated fat in and of itself isn't bad for you, and I think standalone it's better than unsaturated fats. But the problem is that too much of it will cause it to collect as cholesterol in your bloodstream, which can lead to plaque and heart attacks. Again, that's if I remember. Okay, we have a much better butter distribution this time. We're going to assume the pot's hot enough just because I've been waiting too long. It's not hot enough. It's not sizzling at all. How hot does this pan need to get? It should have sizzled the moment I threw it in there. I wonder if it's something with that burner. I've never used that burner before. Oh, I was hoping that once I started cooking it, the tomato soup would smell better. Now it just smells like boiled barf. Oh, God. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. I'm feeling like this was a miss, boys and girls. All right, we're starting to get some sizzle now, so let's flip and see what happens. Nowhere near enough. I'm just curious. It's not even close to done at all. All we did was absorb butter. I don't know why this pan isn't getting hot. Maybe I just put it on too small a burner, but I wanted it out of the way. Should I switch the burners? That's what I'm going to do. We've got the small burner over here. We're going to put the small pot on here. We got big burner over here. So we turn small burner down so it simmers instead of boils. Turn big burner, crank that shit all the way up so we actually get some heat on this bitch. I can't get this pan hot to save my life. No wonder I couldn't get the butter to sizzle and it was just browning. The temp's just not getting hot enough for some reason. The grilled cheese smells good though. I can hear it starting to sizzle a little bit, but I took it off the heat to sniff it. Anyways, yeah, so we've got the jambalaya one we're probably going to do next. Then I've got some shells and cheese. I've got a series of shells and cheese. I've also got a bunch of cereal tasting videos to upload. I've recorded like 5 of them that I haven't uploaded yet. But, so we're going to do 2 things. First, I want to do, well, I don't have the Velveeta, so I need to get Velveeta. I guess first we do the, oh, okay, this is what we do. So I've done a review of the regular shells and cheese from Aldi's, but they have this organic one, and it's like $1 more than the regular one. So I want to know if it's worth the extra $1, right? Then they also have this deluxe shells and white cheddar, which was always one of my favorite Velveetas. And I have the Velveeta Queso Blanco, which is the closest analogy, I think, of the two. All right, we're starting to get a little bit of meltiness on the cheese, which is generally where you flip. Perfect. See, that's what it's supposed to look like. Maybe a little bit darker, but it's damn close to what it's supposed to look like. This is simmering a little too much. It says do not boil. I don't think we actually got to a boil. I'm going to turn it down a little bit more just to make sure it doesn't boil. Keep it warm. Let it simmer slightly. I don't have a plate to put this on, do I? Let me wash a plate since I haven't done dishes. But yeah, so we've got more food videos planned. I'm not sure when I'm uploading any of this stuff. I'm like a month behind on my upload schedule. I'm starting to upload more again. I guess this will probably just be uploaded directly because it doesn't require any editing or something. I don't need to export it to my PC. I'm just gonna send it off as is and hope the internet loves it. And if they don't, I don't care, you know? I'm not saying I'm opposed to editing. That's half the reason why a lot of those videos aren't posted yet, because they at least require some minor editing. But there is kind of an opposition to editing. For me, it's a lot about I miss old YouTube. Just old internet in general. This is smoking a lot. Did it get too dark? Just slightly. See, this is what I said about being impossible. No, you know what? That's maybe perfect. It's not actually perfect. I'd say it's too dark. This side's too dark. I'll show you in a sec. I'm just turning the pan off and I'm gonna put it in the sink so it starts cooling off and that shit doesn't burn to it. Oh God, the grilled cheese smells amazing though. Oh, this smells so good. This is the second side, the one that I said is a little bit too dark. It's just slightly too dark. That's what I was saying. It was almost perfect. It's almost impossible to make a perfect grilled cheese. This one's too light. The other side's too dark. Now, as anyone who's not a psychopath knows, you need to cut your sandwiches diagonally. Honestly, if like you ever go over to someone's house and they like make dinner for you and they don't cut their sandwiches diagonally, run. Just run. Because they are some sort of insane creeper fuck, and you're probably going to end up in their refrigerator instead of that sandwich. So, we have a diagonally cut sandwich with the more appetizing side showing. An old trick from when you were a line cook. If you ever messed anything up, not that I ever messed anything up. To be fair, I didn't make really any mistakes. I was too close with my attention to detail. The only time I made a mistake was when it came through wrong because the waitress entered it wrong and then tried to blame it on the cook for sending out the wrong thing, and I'd be like, this is the ticket that printed out back here. This is how you entered it. Don't blame me for your mistakes. Now, if when they would come back and say, hey, I entered something wrong, can you refire it or can you fix it or whatever? Yeah, no problem. Just do it. But when you come and try to blame me for something you did wrong, hell no. Why did I bring this down here? I guess I'm eating it down here. This was not originally part of the plan. The lighting is not set up for it, but we can work it out. All I really got to do is taste test at this point. I have a pot holder down here because last thing I ate down here was mac and cheese. Like literally, I still have the other pot down here from the mac and cheese. So, moment of truth. Does it still smell like puke? Yeah, a little bit. Now it smells more like tomato soup mixed with cheese that became puke, but it's still not great. I'll give the scent on this soup a solid 3 out of 10. 2 out of 10. I've smelled worse, but not by much. Which it's interesting because regular Campbell's tomato soup without the grilled cheese flavoring in it is like a solid 7 or 8 out of 10. You know, I love that smell. But this stuff, oh, dude, even just wafting up at this range, I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to eat it. Hopefully it's one of those things like Limburger cheese. It smells disgusting but tastes great. It's kind of hot still. It's not really that bad, to be honest. And it's not as hot as I thought it was. The steam is partially deceptive, but also I held the spoon for a really long time. We're gonna blow it off this time. Blow it on camera. Okay, yeah, no, that's not great. It doesn't taste as bad as it smells, but it really just tastes like someone dropped a piece of cheese in the tomato soup. And that's it. And it would be so much better if it were just the tomato soup. But for old nostalgia purposes, let's go take a bite of this almost perfect grilled cheese. I think the heat was too high. It's part of the problem because it's not as melty in the center as I would have liked. We had different bread on the flat top. The flat top probably wasn't quite as hot as the frying pan. We also had different cheese. So all those are contributing factors, but okay, that's still damn good. Honestly, the bottom isn't even too dark. I'd say it's just about perfect. My biggest gripe is that the center isn't melty enough. I don't know if you can really see it, but you can kind of still see the layers of the cheese. It should just be one gelatinous glob, and it's not. It still tastes really good though. Way better than this tomato soup. I'm gonna give the tomato soup with grilled cheese flavor a 4 out of 10. Tastes way better than it smells, like literally twice as good, but that's still worse than average. I would rather have most other soups, you know? It's just, it's not good. I would say it's not bad. But it's not good. It kind of tastes like SpaghettiOs that someone accidentally dropped cheese into. So, yeah, the grilled cheese flavored tomato soup, a monstrosity, a perversion of nature that should have never existed. And I want every one of you to send a letter to Campbell's condemning them for creating such an abomination. And then after you're done with that, I want you to send a letter to Bruce Campbell and ask how dare he allow his company to make such a terrible soup. I'm downgrading it to a 3. 3 out of 10. I had to make it better than the 2 out of 10 because it tastes better than it smells. But it's not that much better. So yeah, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.